So.
Suicide.
Better not dip out at the last second.
I know. What's up, everybody? It's TeknoBlast here on Technos with Six Layer in the house. It's been a couple of weeks since the last time I did anything and we talked. I heard you guys last night on Direct Gaming talking with Lego, and you guys were just all over the place, just talking crap about people.
But
we'll get into that later, though. Now, what I do want to say, and I wish my camera was up a little bit, but it's your logo, but it's okay. What I want to talk about a little bit of yesterday was that you guys were talking about everybody else that was kind of having unrealistic expectations of the show, right? Yeah. And so I'm that person. So you guys were all over the people there that was like me. And so I want to say something on that. Mm-hmm. My expectations, I wouldn't say wasn't E3 level. And me and Lego were talking about this earlier today. It wasn't E3 level. I was expecting a little bit more oomph. Okay. A little more just pizzazz to the show. Yes, I've watched previous Gamecoms shows in the past, and you know, they're all pretty good, you know, at some level for being Gamescom. But I was expecting a little bit more oomph than just talking.
He's in the wrong thing. You need to resend him the link because he's messing with his avatar, and now he says he must be in a previous chat we did.
Oh yeah. And so let's see if I can get it. Crap, how do you eat?
Want me to send him the link?
Yeah, send the link, please.
All right. Yeah, continue what you're saying. I got this.
Okay. So what's up, Jeremy Merchant? So I understand it's not at E3 level, but either way, it's still a good show. For being a Gamescom show. I don't, and I've always said this, I've always expressed this, that I don't like all the talking. Being a gaming, a consumer in the gaming, hobby, all I care about is the end product. Show me gameplay, show me trailers. All the talk about, man, we worked on it for so many months, we did this, we did that. To me, I don't care. I don't care for that. Because when I get their product in my hands, dude, I'm not thinking about all the hard work they did. I'm thinking about the game and how much I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So to me, it felt like 20 minutes of gameplay and the rest was just talking. Right?
Really?
Yeah, that's how it felt to me. I mean, that's not the real timestamps, but
no. Yeah. I don't even mean, but you use those numbers to represent that you feel there was more talking than gameplay, when I thought that was the complete opposite. But I want you to finish what you're saying first before I address those points.
Yeah. And so, everybody was talking about Halo. Everybody made a big deal about Halo wasn't shown or anything like that. But it's been said, they just announced something. They had something a couple of days ago. So there was no need to say anything Halo again. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So let me change the screen here. And so we know that wasn't going to happen for a lot of people, except for the people who were expecting it. So, and they threw a fit about it.
Right.
For me, it was more like I was waiting for games like Tunic, since it was about indie games. You know, nothing yet. I was waiting for.
Wait, you mean at Gamescom? At Gamescom?
Yeah.
At Gamescom? Indies at Gamescom. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't think Gamescom was particularly about indies or anything particular.
Well, I mean, you know, they had like a little montage of games, you know?
Yeah. But I didn't think that was. Oh, but there was an indie section from Humble Games. Yeah, there was that. Yeah. So,
and then Scorn, because we really haven't heard anything or seen anything. You know, Avowed. It was something I was expecting, but we didn't. And there's a couple other titles that I can't remember, but it wasn't happening. You know, so it didn't floor me. At the same time, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. A lot of people feel spoiled this year because of Microsoft. You know, they've been doing tons of announcements since the beginning, since the release of the Series X and the Series S. Every few weeks or every month or every couple of months, there's always some big announcement, and we're spoiled. We're spoiled. So when Gamescom comes around and it wasn't the kind of show for Xbox, of course, some people might feel a little bit slighted, you know?
Oh, he says you got to add him in. He says he's looking at us.
I did add him.
There he goes. He has to unmute himself.
He needs to unmute himself.
He should be able to hear us.
Yeah. You there, Lego?
Right. Do I see pressing it on and off a million times?
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Yes, we can hear you. You hear that?
But why do I only see y'all two?
I'm there. Just my little camera went down to the corner, and I can't get my little camera to get up there. So it's good. It's all right. And so that was yesterday, and that's what I told Lego earlier today. We're talking about it. That I understand it's not an E3 level show, but I was expecting a little bit more oomph than what we got yesterday.
Okay.
So I'm those people that had a little bit more expectations than what you group of guys had last night. And I think someone mentioned that they announced a couple of days ago where nothing big was going to be revealed, right?
Right.
And I didn't get that memo.
What I was going to tell you in response. Like
I didn't get that memo.
So, okay. And that's what I was going to say. You didn't get that memo. So now, it's a matter of fact and not opinion now. Like, had you gotten that, you wouldn't have had those expectations. Yeah. But to just specifically what you said, like, was there anything else you wanted to say? Like, I didn't want to.
No. I mean, that's pretty much it because
at least on that tip.
From the timeline, from my timeline and from the show yesterday, you know, it was one-sided where we knew not to expect a lot. We knew that Halo wasn't going to get shown. We knew that no big announcement was going to make. So I was like, it's like, I want to jump in, but things happened where I wasn't there. And it's like, okay, I'm the guy you guys are talking about where I kind of had a little bit more expectations than you guys did.
Not exactly.
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got two questions, Tech.
Yeah.
The first question is, what were you expecting? If it wasn't Halo, what other game were you expecting?
No. Halo is understood because we saw it.
Okay, what else were you expecting?
But he mentioned Avowed and other games.
Yeah, so you kind of missed out. So you missed out on this part. It was a game like Avowed, Scorn, Tunic, you know, and I think that's it for now that I kind of remember off the top of my head right now.
Yeah.
That's three games. Those are three games that has been talked about, but not really shown much about, but have been said it's going to come out this year, especially Scorn.
Okay.
And the other two, well, there's nothing definite yet, but I was hoping some little tidbit, some kind of teaser to show, hey, this is coming, you know?
Now, the reason I asked you that, because those few games that you mentioned are legitimate reasons for you to feel hyped and didn't get a chance to see them. You validated yourself.
Yeah.
Second question. Do you think it would have been wise as a company to throw everything you have the very first day during a 6-day period conference?
Well,
so what else do you have to look forward to if you put everything in on deck, threw everything out? What is there left to watch?
Right, and I understand
the next day through Friday.
Well, usually what happens with some of these shows is Xbox begins with their show, with their 90 or 2 hour or 120-minute show, right? They show what they have to show, and the rest of the shows or the rest of the days that's left behind is usually developer focused.
That's E3.
Yeah, I understand that. So, but that's kind of like the things that go with these shows. And like I said to Sick earlier, it's like I understand this is not an E3 level type show, but just kind of like
right.
I was expecting a little bit of more oomph,
but
not at that level.
You validated yourself with the games. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
you nailed it with that. That's a valid reason. You was looking for some games that you hadn't heard from. So that's
cool. But
the thing is, this show. Excuse me, Sick.
All right.
The thing is, the very thing that you named off for E3. Now flip it, and you got Gamescom. Gamescom is the show where the developers are on the spotlight, and they are doing a one-on-one showcasing for us. It's them getting a chance to talk and demonstrate their video games. Unlike E3 is where they're doing less talking and just and E3 is just showcasing
like it was this
all
year.
These games for the future. Yeah, because Gamescom isn't showing us games 2 to a year down the road like E3 does. E3 shows us at least 2 years span, right, of games.
Yeah.
And shows you where the future is going, the direction of that company.
Yeah.
Gamescom is just more of an update. Hey, look, if this was the game you was looking at, here we are. We're going to talk about it a little bit. We may throw some little tidbits in here just to let you know the game is still doing well. But you also got to understand that Gamescom is where it's where gamers go in and actually get a hands-on experience. While the developers are around there, it's the Germany way of doing it. If it's making any sense, it's the way they do it, and it's more of a talk about like a flea market experience. It's a big gaming flea market experience.
Yeah, you
walk around, the doors are open, you go up in there, you play the games, and you talk, and you fellowship, and you do it for a week.
Right.
It's. Unfortunately, we got the coronavirus. So they're doing all of this online. They're doing it through stream. So I'm good with what you said. I don't have a problem because you named off some games that are validated. Scorn, Tunic, and Avowed. So you had a reason. But with me, I didn't come into Gamescom thinking anything. My game, to be honest with you, was the gunk. I just wanted to make sure it was okay. And once they told me it was coming out, I was just a happy little kid,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
All right. Well, what I wanted to say was, see, the problem with what you were saying there, Tech, was a matter not of opinion, but of fact. Had you known that they had said a couple days before that they're not going to show anything new and they're only going to talk about stuff that they had mentioned before, even though the 3 games have been mentioned before, or that you've shown, except for Avowed, we've seen a trailer for it that, this game is coming out, but not, content or detail. So basically, had you known that, half of the issue of anybody saying, well, you don't know what you're talking about, would have went out the window. But the one issue I have besides that, I guess, or not even issue, is also that, it's a thing of that, they showed a lot of stuff, right, on the Xbox, and I thought it was a 10 out of 10, but then they showed a couple of things that they could have done yesterday, but they did it today. Like they gave the date for Halo. That's number one. Number two that they could have done before was that trailer, that multiplayer trailer with the woman who's a Spartan in multiplayer. Right? The black woman?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That trailer they should have played yesterday. With the date. Like, for a lot of the complainers, I think that would have addressed what they did. Right? And a lot of stuff that was third party. See, today we saw a lot of games, right? Of multi-plat games. You know, a lot of games that'll be on Xbox, but a lot of games that'll be on multiple systems, right? Because they're multi-platform and whatnot. So, yeah, and that goes to what Legal said. It's only day 2 of a 6-day event. They can't just drop it all at once.
Yeah.
But yet I feel those 2 examples I give of what Microsoft did were not the best. Like, they should have had that Halo announcement yesterday. On the date and that trailer, to announce it. That should have happened then. Also, that Xbox and that controller, the Halo Xbox and the controller. Those things that were predominantly Xbox and or core to Xbox should have been shown yesterday, right? There's that. And then the last thing I want to say is I feel like
somebody's watching you. That
no, see, Gamescom to me is like E3 round 2. It's like a mop-up of whatever didn't get to make it to E3, whatever announcements or tech demos or whatever they didn't have ready for E3, or clarification on stuff you saw at E3, because it's been a couple months now, right? That's what Gamescom always was. The last big show, I think, is Gamescom, or maybe there's one more, but I think, no, that's Tokyo Game Show, I believe, is the last big one of the year. But that's the smallest of them, especially now with the limited influence that Japan has when it comes to gaming, right?
Yeah.
Like they reaches it as far as it used to be. So there's that. But other than that, like Gamescom never has been as big as E3. Has there been E3 level announcements there? Sure. Yeah. Like, what they showed off with Forza. That's another E3.
Wasn't a purchase announced too? An acquisition?
Yeah, I think an acquisition to it. Gamescom has been host to many major events, E3 level events that you would have thought, well, why didn't they announce this at E3? It would have made whoever's E3 presentation, that much better, right? And Gamescom is the grounds for that. Like, you're gonna see a lot of stuff they didn't get to announce or whatever at Gamescom, or more clarification thereof. So plus the fact that they did announce a couple days before, not to I think it was actually just the day before even. I don't even think it was that far in, to be honest, right? But but other than that, like, I just really think like the issues you have are fair, but half of it is hurt by the fact that they did mention that, not to expect those things. So that's all.
Yeah. I didn't get the memo. Dang it. Usually I'm on their email list and I didn't get it this time.
Yo, shit.
Hey, Legal. Hold on. Look who's in the chat, man. It's your buddy. Or my buddy.
I can't see nobody in the chat.
It's Jerry Merchant.
What's up, Jeremy?
Just go to the channel, my channel.
See it.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I do. That's what I do when I'm on yours.
I forgot about that.
You can do that, man. You can watch yourself.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I can split screen it.
All right.
Shouts to Jeremy Merchant. No, what I wanted to say was, give me a second. Let me finish saying this real quick.
Yeah.
No. The way I look at it is like this. Why can't Microsoft have some fun? Why do everything according to the book, right? If they did Halo yesterday, that'd be according to the book. That would be what everybody expected them to do. That's not fun.
Yeah.
I think today.
Yeah, you spread it out. So that's what they chose to do. Yeah, that works.
Because what it does is, look, you got to understand marketing, right? Marketing strategies. That's a real thing. Everybody here knows that word, marketing strategies. If I did everything by the book, there wouldn't be a such thing as strategy, because that's not a strategy. That's just what it is. No, there's no excitement in that. So what Microsoft did was they allowed people to start talking and losing their minds, right? And revealing themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what that did was, see, the lames actually did more marketing than those who were rooting for Microsoft.
For real.
They did the work, right? They did the work for Microsoft.
They really did.
Right.
Yeah, I have an example after that when you're done. Yeah.
Facts, because humans are the only things on Earth that set themselves in traps. Like, animals don't do that. You got to set a trap for an animal, but you don't have to do that for a human being. We do it to ourselves, right?
Yep.
So you let somebody get all emotional and come up with an idea, you're liable to get anything. And we saw a lot of bozo, weirdo stuff yesterday. We saw that. We saw that firsthand from people. We saw a lot of, you played yourself, all kinds of fronting, man, on all-time levels. Yeah. And you know what? If it was me and I was Microsoft, I would be sitting back laughing. It has to be funny to them. Like, sit back, just crack up, grab some popcorn, and just sit there and laugh at these clowns, right? Mm-hmm. And then be like, let them get it all out, because we're about to do this. What they did today was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was good.
Because look how they did it. And see, I have my own little topic.
And is that why Xbox Twitter said no leaks or something like this? Because they announced this, the console.
Yeah, think about it. There was no leaks. Nobody knew what they were talking about. And it goes back to saying, I don't know who said that. Yeah. But it was somebody on the show yesterday that we did. I don't know who said it, but it was to some degree like this. Like, just chill and enjoy the show for what it is. And we got 5 more days of this, you know? Mm-hmm. Relax, chill out, let things come into play, because this isn't our first time seeing Gamescom. We know the trend of it. The only thing that knocked us out the park was when the Series X dropped on the Game Awards show. We're not used to that.
Well, this is what I was telling Sick. This is what I was telling Sick before you jumped in. I told him we've been spoiled since then.
Yeah, we are. See, that's why I didn't even address any of that, because there's nothing I can really say. It's just flat right. Yeah.
We've been spoiled.
And gamers are spoiled. It's that simple. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
We have too many games to play. And you know what? We're happy. Yeah. Xbox at its all-time high. Look, man, they just bombed us with the 20th anniversary of Halo all over the place. Now look what they just did again. And look what they just did again. So what's the talk of the town for Gamescom? Think about it. Everybody's talking about Halo. Microsoft's marketing team is phenomenal. It's beautiful right now.
Well, they're executing. They're not always hitting on all cylinders either. So
that's exactly right.
At least this time, they did.
Twice they done it. Twice they done blew out the hysteria. It's all over the place. People are talking about it. So as a marketing team, you can be celebrating right now. Nice tall glass of champagne, sitting back. You tested the pre-orders. Pre-orders went off the wall. You tested all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a success.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's funny because all the haters can do is sit and watch.
Yeah.
They're not getting anything. Nothing.
So, are you guys watching yourselves now?
It's funny.
Yeah, I got the show playing.
Okay, so I'm about to show this in the background.
Let me see what Tech talking about.
So, all right. So, anything else legal about that?
No, that's it, man. I mean, that was executed perfectly.
Cool.
Yeah, I think what Microsoft did was really I think their presentation was really good. That's what I was saying yesterday. Their presentation. Okay, I see the footage is playing now. The sunlight is coming up over horizon. Oh, okay, this footage. Yes. All right. So I like the pacing of what they did yesterday. See, this was another thing you talked about, how you think they did a lot of talking and less showing on the game. I felt the complete opposite of that. And see, I don't even know how to answer that.
Yeah.
Because that was something I pointed out yesterday multiple times. Ain't that right, Legal? Like, I kept saying, yo, they showed gameplay, they came out, they talked, a little bit of talk, and just before it could be annoying, they was already out and playing new footage. Like I said, so I don't even know where you got that from, but that was your perception. But I guess maybe that coupled with the fact that you was looking for certain things that had you had gotten to notice you wouldn't even have expected for, or I planned for, maybe you would have seen it differently. But yeah, that's just, it seems like, I don't know, it kind of like hurt the mindset, but they should have made that a lot more clear. And I don't think they took I think it was like the day before they announced that, like at the last second, you know? So I really do think they messed up with that aspect of it. Like, that wasn't the best way to do it. But I don't know. Gamescom is 6 days, and then every day I'm seeing something, you know, like a lot of the things I could have said in hindsight when I had more thinking, when I hear the criticism that other people have about what they did yesterday, was addressed by what they showed today. Like a date for Halo, that trailer with the one character. That explains that character so much. And for a second, I didn't know that was London. I thought that was, you know, as a bit of a Halo fan, let me just say, you know, if you played ODST, you know the story of that one girl that you would hear from all the little machines where you get the story piecemeal about how the city's AI was protecting that girl. I thought, this was that same person all grown up. Like, I thought, this is the same one, but it's actually somebody different. It's a different story. And how, you know, like the war, you know, in the past influenced them and made them new characters. And now she wanted to be a Spartan, you know, because a bunch of Spartans had rescued her. Like, a lot of people, you know, is really concerned about the Master Chief, and if they need the Master Chief for the franchise to continue and stuff. But they keep showing that there's other characters out there, and they keep developing, and they have the ability to, you know, make great characters. So the franchise, I really don't think is an issue, but people keep complaining. That's the thing about it. As much as, you know, a lot of people had issues here and there, but there's a lot of them who also have issues, who just sit there and complain because they can complain, and there's nothing I can ever satiate that need of those people.
That'll never stop.
No. They'll never stop. No. They just don't. No. So,
cool. All right, let's get to the fun stuff, man. That was serious talk. That was serious talk.
Oh, yeah. One more other thing.
Go ahead.
Man. Yesterday we had a lot of smoke for a lot of clowns, and I feel like some people didn't like that. Let me tell you, these are the people you have to call out, because you can't just sit and ignore them. Sitting and ignoring them has gotten us to the situation that we are in now. Okay? And they're all amongst us. They claim to think like us, speak like us, and as soon as first opportunity comes, they're doing all the clown stuff that nobody likes.
Okay,
we have to call it out.
So let me say something on that, because I was talking to Lego earlier today. We were talking on the phone, and Jeremy Merchant.
Right?
So he had to clear it, because you guys were talking over each other so much that I kind of got lost in the mix of like, okay, who did what? Well, who pissed off who? Who's checking who? And I was getting the names mixed up. So today, Legal kind of cleared it up for me earlier today, because I just needed somebody to explain to me, because I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
Saying that, I'm kind of in the middle here, like devil's advocate. And I hate saying that, but devil's advocate.
Okay. All right.
For somebody saying they're pro Xbox, always about Xbox, always talking about Xbox, and an event like this happened and it didn't meet their expectations, and then criticize really hard and talk smack about Xbox in the show, wouldn't that just be right? Wouldn't it be just simple criticism by that person?
It would have been, but the issue was, see, had he started one of those Twitter groups, right?
Yeah.
And called them the Xbox community, right?
Yep.
That would have been fine. That's his right. It's just like you disagreed with what I thought and what Legal had thought of Xbox's show yesterday. And I was like, on Twitter, you saw what it was?
Yep.
Hey, let's talk about it, right?
Yep.
And here we are now. That's not what he did. He went out with the horn.
He went out
didn't call
catching
the
flies.
Xbox fans. He went out. He called all the PlayStation heads.
Right.
Look at the initial posting, if it's even there anymore, which I bet you it's not. He tagged.
I jumped into it for a couple of minutes and I dropped off just because it wasn't making sense to me, so I kind of dropped away.
Right, because they were just in the middle of it, and there's a lot of people there, and most people can talk at any time, I think, or whatever. I don't know exactly how it works, but it doesn't seem too organized. But my point being, this is a pro Xbox, or claims to be pro Xbox guy, and he calls out the who's who in the PlayStation community to complain about this. And the thing, and the epiphany I had yesterday was, isn't this the same guy who keeps taking these bets with PlayStation guys or whatever, and then loses? Like, and then it was the epiphany yesterday for me that he's doing this for, like, I never saw him like, some kind of like a fake dude. I just thought it was always odd all the time. I'm just like, how come you're not learning your lesson up until the situation a couple days ago? And I realized, oh, he's always like that. And here's the ultimate example. And then lastly, the whole thing with Paris checked him. That's what I'm talking about. Because as soon as Paris went in there, all of a sudden his tone, his demeanor, everything he was saying, he changed up. He was totally a different person. It was like a totally different person. Yeah. And despite what anybody wants to think about Paris or whatever, he went there at the right time. It doesn't matter who sent him. It's likely Microsoft, a lot of people want to say, and I could see that too, right? But whichever, put that aside about Paris. The fact that he came in then at the right time, and apparently, he got into it before with his Kid Smooth logo. These were things that, if you're a pro Xbox and you see somebody who's supposed to be one of you doing these things, it was a whole thing. It really was. And so there's really no room for this guy to hide to say one thing or another. And that's what me and Legal were talking about. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
I already forget when, because we podcast so often now, but yeah, like there's these fake guys out here, man. They talk that talk, but don't walk the walk. And as soon as you check them now, they got excuses for you.
But that's what the community's been enjoying, like you said.
Yep.
They've been enjoying the silence because actually it's like they relish the fact when somebody's acting stupid online, because it's really what they get a kick out of them is that, hey, let them be stupid for me. And that's what it is. That's why nobody wants to allow any of them to get checked properly, because they feel like they represent them. They say the things that they really want to say, but they don't have the courage to say it. So they keep these clowns, these bozos around to say what they want to say, but not do it online. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm. Yep. So
the funny part is they'll look at people like us. Oh, we the villains, we the fanboys, whatever. Look at these guys, right? But at the same time, they'll support clowns like that. Makes no sense. That's why I don't worry about what they say. I know what I say is what I say, and regardless if they like it or not, I don't care. Like, if you don't like me and you don't support me, that makes sense. Like, why would you support me and you don't like me? Come on, man. Smarten up. Make it a little bit more hard for us to understand your tactics. Like, you don't like me, I don't expect you to support me. That's common sense. But I'm not going to support a clown just because his lame is saying stuff that I think, oh, he's getting at those guys that I don't like. Get out of here, man. This ain't bozo.
When you saw what he was saying, even when he was pro Xbox, was just out of pocket. I never liked that guy. But anyway, Tech, man, that's all the boring stuff out the way as you wanted to say before. Yo, let's get into whatever it is that you want to talk about. That was a lot.
It's the fun stuff now. I mean, we spent 30 minutes about serious stuff, so we got that out of the way. That's good. Just to kind of clear it out, because like I said, I'm the guy you guys were talking about, and it's like, okay, maybe they need a different perspective, and instead of just being all one-sided. And well,
I was talking about you. I don't know if Legal was, because there was other things that happened that definitely weren't you, but like you weren't out here disagreeing with the thing and then saying all types of wild stuff like these other guys. See, like you and Kid Smooth had the same opinion, but what you and Kid Smooth did are two different things. You see?
Yeah.
That's the problem we have with him and don't have with you, and we can come here and discuss with our homie.
Oh yeah, because he'll gather that other group. He'll gather up that other group in that group chat, whatever you call it, spaces. Yep. And of course, it's make fun of Xbox time. It gives them that opportunity. Like, hear us out. This is why we hate it.
So. Yeah. Meanwhile, this is a dude with an Xbox hat. Like, what? I can understand you want to communicate with quote unquote the other side, but don't act like you're doing anything else but just starting up a drama because hits. But anyway, bro.
Yeah. So the fun stuff.
Kill that one.
Let's get to the fun stuff, man. So did you guys get a chance to watch any of the videos from today's event?
Oh yeah. In fact, I was on live yesterday with the Xbox thing on 108 Dragons TV, and today I was at work as well. I was watching a little bit, but I was watching live for a little bit, but it was best for me to just watch on YouTube, because even as it was happening, like the big trailers and events were instantly clipped out of there and posted on YouTube, either by like the people who was running the show or the people who developed the games already had their YouTube accounts going. I already follow all the big companies and whatnot. So I just went through my feed and was just watching the videos individually. For me, it was easier to do that because there's certain games I don't care about. I don't want to have to sit through. And
that's what I do, and that's
at the same time.
And that's what I did. I did the same thing. I missed like an hour's worth of the show, and then I got tied up with the phone call. I think that's when I was talking to. Yeah, that's when I was talking to Legal earlier today. It was during that second hour. Because I'm gonna run this again. It's the new Xbox. Yeah. Because I missed out on the whole hour, that first hour. I had no idea this was announced. Yeah. I had no idea that the controller was announced. I had no idea that the Xbox was account. I wasn't really paying attention to Twitter because I've been doing some self-training stuff for work. Mm-hmm. Right. And then I saw something on Twitter saying, hey, the show is awesome. I'm like, oh, it's like, okay, let me jump over to the show. And that's when I started picking up on the second hour of the show. And I was following Twitter again, and they're like, oh my God. I think somebody actually sent me a picture of the controller, right?
Of the green one.
The Halo one. Yeah. And the Elite one, the new Elite one. Yeah. And somebody sent me a picture through Discord, like, hey, Gonzalo, Tech, check this out. I'm like, all right, what is this? Oh, sweet. So I started scouring. It's like, where's the freaking link, right? I couldn't find a link to pre-order, right? Because somebody told me you could pre-order now.
Microsoft site. And you can do it on the Xbox.
Well, I did. It wasn't updated yet. I'm like, it's not here. It's not here. So I kept refreshing. Finally, it popped up, and boom, I scored the Elite controller.
Nice.
Wait, and that was it. Still, I had no idea the Series X was out, right? I had no idea the Series X was out or announced. And then again, I was looking through Twitter, and it's like, what is it? I was like, oh crap, that thing looks sweet. And then it said pre-order now. I'm like, no way.
Pause, real quick. I want to say, the system, right? So the controller that comes with the system has the same design as the standalone controller, but it seems to be in blue because that's the footage you're playing now. I just realized that when I was watching the footage, that controller seems to be in blue, and I'd rather get it in blue than green. Like, I'm not too big of a fan of the color green. Like, that's not like if you was to ask me what's my favorite color, I wouldn't say green. Maybe 12-year-old me would have said my favorite Power Ranger is green, but other than that, that's about it. So like, I like the design of the controller. I like the design of the system, but the fact that system is coming with a blue version of the controller, and I don't think you can get that blue version anywhere else. Like, you can't buy the design in blue. It's only in that green.
Yeah. So I had no idea that I pre-ordered the controller, and then the next few minutes is like, oh, what? A system? When's that coming out? I figured sometime during the Halo launch, right? And like, nope, it said pre-order now. It's like, oh my God. So I rushed back over to
pre-order now. Yeah,
sick. That the green controller is actually an Elite controller. That's why they're different. The controller that you see right now is
I
the
get that,
the
but I
regular
don't have
design.
the option in a blue design like that regular controller. Like I like the blue design more. I'm saying.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, they wouldn't do that because it wouldn't make sense. It's Master Chief.
Yeah.
What? Never been blue anywhere other than lock.
But that's the thing about it. They're selling a whole system that's Halo themed, but the controller is blue instead of the same green design. Like they could use the same design, and so I'm just like, hey, you got this blue. I like this blue, but the only way to get this blue is to buy the system. So anybody who buys that system is a fan of the blue.
That's the Halo. That's the Halo controller.
Mm-hmm.
The Master Chief controller is the Elite controller.
Right. That's the one I want. It's the color design I want. If I can get the blue design on the Elite controller, I do. I would do that. It's because I like.
I see. Yeah. You want the Halo. You want the Halo Elite design.
Yeah,
color.
It's design, basically. Right? But anyway,
let me go back to there we go. Now that's the controller video. So I was like, I jumped back over to Microsoft's shop, and I see the page for the system, but I don't see a pre-order button yet, right? And I just kept refreshing, and you can tell people were hitting it because it started loading up slower and slower. And finally, the page came up. I'm like, there is no freaking, pre-order button. And so after a few minutes, I started scrolling. So let me just for the information stuff. So I started scrolling down, and at the very bottom, that's where the button was located. The pre-order button was at the very bottom after all the information and the text specs and everything was at the bottom. Like, oh, these suckers. I was like, all right. So I kept pressing it, and they kept going to MicrosoftStore.com, but it was like page not found.
Oh, so you have to keep doing it, yeah.
Right. So I kept doing it, going back, and finally I was able to score it. And then I don't know who called who. Was it you, Legal, or I called you? And I think I told him, hey, I scored the Series X. And he's like, dude, I'm trying to get it, dude.
Yeah, you told me, yeah.
He's like, dude, I need you to get it for me. And he's like, get it for me. I was like, all right, man, I try to go in there. Well, I try to add another word to a cart, a new invoice, and it kept kicking me out, saying it was sold out. And I had Legal on the phone, and I'm like, dude, I can't get it. So I'm trying to do another purchase, and I kept getting kicked out. It keeps adding, but they getting kicked out. And then Legal's like, I'm trying on my phone. I hate doing everything on my phone, And finally, he was able to score one, and then he brought it up, saying, hey, you know what? He goes, hey, you know what, Tech? It's like, it's probably because you already purchased one. And it's only one per household,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was going to say that too.
Tech, I didn't get one, man. Don't be telling people I got one. Come on, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You start making folk start hating and going on, man.
I know.
Hey,
okay, I'm lying. He didn't get one.
So you finally got one? Wait a minute, hold on. You didn't have a Series X this whole time? I thought you had a Series S.
Yeah, I got a Series X, man.
That's what I thought.
He's got both.
Another one. Now you got both. You can still be that blue controller then.
So that was a fun afternoon. And that's when I missed the rest of the show. I'm like, I was too hyped because I was able to score both things. I'm like, I'm done for today. I'm going back to work,
nice.
Yeah,
you did enough. Yeah, you got enough good luck happening to you.
Yeah, it's like, I don't need to spend more. I don't want to look at something else. Well, because I ordered the Forza Horizon controller too. So I got that. And then I got the stuff from today.
Orange and yellow and all that.
Yeah. And I was like, nah, I think that's enough. It's enough stuff already for one week. And that was it. So the games.
Yeah, it's just going to be one heck of a week, man. Microsoft already done stole the whole week away. The whole week is already over with now. Today was the big day. Oh, and guess what? What made me crack up even more, y'all? Halo won the award. Halo won the award, and it hasn't even came out yet.
And the funny thing about that was the day before, yesterday, they put up a tweet how they had to rush out footage, right? To be nominated or whatever. Like the people who does the judges had to see this footage, right? And they had to send them a reel of gameplay footage, So this gameplay footage is of the single player, that nobody but these judges have seen. And it was enough to make them win. Like, bruh, last second, they got the footage yesterday at the last moment, and already today they won. Anybody who's questioning Halo needs to shut the F up. Just stop.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So did you guys see any games you liked after after the show?
I saw something that kind of had me iffy, and it was kind of like race representation, and I feel like they try to do it like to appease us, and that's what I saw in Saints Row. Like the main character in Saints Row was always supposed to be of your own design, right? Like it could be male, female, just like in Mass Effect, you pick what you want, right?
Yeah,
that's supposed to be you, right?
Yeah,
and in the trailer they show, I guess at the very end, you see this black woman, I guess, who's the main character, represent yourself, but it's a black female, and that's great and all. As a black, that's great and all. I want equality and all of that, but when they use it as a marketing tool, right, in a franchise where it's not supposed to be about the male, female, or whatever, because you pick that, right? Yeah. I don't like that false advertising. They're trying to act like they woke, but they're really not. It's really just about, they're doing this only because, it's going to make the game sell. And, they're trying to sell us.
My Haitian brother. We know the reality, right? We know the realities that comes with being black in America, man. Right. So I agree. That's just one of those things, bro. Like,
but the game,
you're not lying about nothing you're saying, man. You're not lying.
But the game in and of itself, like the vibe seems like, it's like I see a lot of people downvoted it for what I was talking about, but also because they don't see Johnny Gat. And to them, without Johnny Gat, it's not Saints Row. And I agree. And as a person who has total disrespect for the first two entries, when all they tried to do was try to be a hood version of Grand Theft Auto. It wasn't until the third one where they found their own, idea and concept and soul to that game when I really started to like the franchise, right? Yeah. But I feel like there were 4 characters, right, besides the woman you saw at the end, who I'm saying, is most likely representing you, and that should be up to you to decide who that is, right? But there were 3 other people, and one of them was a black dude with glasses, right? That's probably what's his name, dude from the third game. And there was another Asian looking dude who was younger. That's probably Johnny Gat. Like, they probably redesigned the characters to be different, and people just don't realize who's who. So it just goes to show, the point I'm bringing up about that is people like to be upset and downvote for a lot of dumb things. And I'll give you a real good example of that. Because there's 3 places that I saw you could watch that multiplayer trailer, or cutscene rather.
Oh, sick. I just wanted to say this real quick. The controller is not blue. It's actually gray and black and gold.
Oh, okay. That's cool too.
I just want to let you know.
It wasn't the green. It was definitely a different color. I'm like, wow. But that's cool too. I still want to buy that controller. But yeah, like for example, that on that cutscene that they showed when they announced the date with the black woman who became a Spartan, right? Who's the Spartan from the multiplayer thing, right? There were 3 places that I know on YouTube in particular that I saw that trailer on. I saw it on the Xbox feed, right, on YouTube, /Xbox. I saw it on the Halo feed, so YouTube/Halo. And I also saw it on the Game Awards, right? Now on the YouTube and the Halo feed, it was like 99% likes and like 1% dislikes. If there's like 14,000 likes, there was like 28 dislikes, something like that, right? But when I saw it on the Game Awards thing, it was heavily downvoted, like 60-40. On the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley, not anybody who's into Halo or Xbox like that, just the regular people. And I would say Jeff Keighley wears his PlayStation love on his wrist, on his shirt.
It's all over his face, man.
Yeah, it's all over his face. So to me, this was just another example of the bias and stuff at play, that even the people who's liking and disliking videos of the same content, right, on the same platform, where it's 3 different copies of the same video, you can see the reaction. And then when you look in the comments, the concern trolling, the fake concern. Oh, yes. Why do they have this and that? All this useless crap, but you don't see that in the other 2. I don't know. That was just something I noticed that was kind of nuts. But the one other thing I wanted to mention was Humble Games. Humble Games is something that if you're on the PC side, you'll know them a lot like how the console people know limited run games. But what Humble did was, it's like Humble. What do you call it?
There's a lot of good games in that collection.
Right. So what you do is you buy. It's like a pack of games that they'll sell for dirt cheap. So like, Saints Row 3, when it was still new and $60, they'll be selling it for like $8 because you buy a pack that's like what, $30 or maybe even 50 or 60, but you're getting multiple big budget AAA recent games, and it would be so often on Steam that because back then they were predominantly on Steam, right? Although now they're branching out into console, right? It would be so crazy that if you knew a lot of people who played on Steam, oftentimes they would offer you a code for this game or that game because they already own the game from a Humble bundle before, or already have bought the game, and they have extra keys and don't know what to do with them, and so they give them away to their friends.
Give it to your friends.
Like, that's how I got Saints Row 3.
Yeah.
Actually, the third one's a birthday gift, but the fourth one, it was a friend of mine who I got in the game on Humble Bundle. He already had the game, so he just it happens all the time, and I think that's coming to console. But for now, they showed a lot of dope retro style games that I like, and one that I knew was on PC on Steam, is called Bashinden. It's another 2D ninja action game. Like, what was that one that just came out on Xbox a couple months or earlier in the year? It's still on there, Cyber Chase or whatever it is. Okay, there's another game that's just like that, and I've been waiting for this on Steam. Now I don't have to wait for it on Steam. It's coming to Xbox and probably on Game Pass.
And you want to know what else is beautiful? All these PC games that are coming on Xbox now.
Yep, they're coming on Xbox.
Every narrative that you can possibly use has been destroyed.
AAA games and everything in between. Like, a lot of those indie games are coming to PC now. Like the game Project Wingman that I talk about all the time. It was made by really two people, because one of those guys just wrote the game, the other guy did all the programming, and the other guy did the music. So you could say it was like 1.5 people really made the game, right? And now it's on Game Pass. Now it's coming to Xbox. You know, it's probably going to switch to Unreal Engine 5 off of Unreal Engine 4. That's the indie. That's the support. And there's countless games like this, and they were showing a lot of those. But now Humble,
it looked good. They got a lot of good games.
Part of that. That's a good look for that to come to Xbox. If they could do the bundles on Xbox like they do with PC, where you spend like $60, right? And you're getting a bunch of games for low cost, but the money, they don't keep the money. It goes to charity. So not only are you getting great games for a low price, you're doing something and it makes you feel good, you know, that you're donating. But, you know, the real thing is you're getting a bunch of games you know you wanted for cheap. But everybody wins. You feel me? Everybody wins. And if that comes to Xbox, what? Because that's not a type of thing that PlayStation would never accept. Like, they didn't accept that EA thing. Now they see it's successful on Xbox. Now they want it, you know, now they have it. Or we're supposed to be getting it. But it just goes to show a lot of good things that Xbox is doing with indies. I saw so many other games. You know, we saw more on the Far Cry. That looks great. Man, Forza yesterday blew us away. But there were so many games. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, there was so many games I can't even remember any to name, because there were that many I can't even remember one. So help me out here, bro. They announced the racing mode for Flight Simulator. They announced,
that's right. The Top Gun situation. Yeah, the Top Gun situation.
Well, they couldn't talk too much about Top Gun.
I'm gonna say it first on Teknos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft's Flight Simulator will be in 60 frames per second. You heard it right here live on the TeknoBlast Techno show, right here from the New Legal Market. That's why I'm laughing. You don't have Top Gun. You don't talk about going fast in 30 frames per second. Come on, like catch the words, catch the words. Look at the excitement of the dev. Listen to how he was talking. We're talking Top Gun. We're using F-22s. We're talking about fast flying here. We're talking about racing in the air. You don't do all that at 30 frames per second. Come on.
Nope. No, you don't. Oh man. Oh, there's Riders Republic. I signed the NDA for the beta that I'm in, but they just announced they expanded the beta to the 28th. I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about and so I won't talk about anything because the beta is open for everyone now.
Well, what the hell are you talking about it for then?
I'm just saying that you can go and play it yourself and see it for yourself. But all I can say is I'm happy I was in the beta. I'll say that. So
all right.
I suggest you go try it.
Before you guys jump into something else, I'm gonna throw you this little nugget about the game you just mentioned, Bushiden.
Yes.
My name is gonna be in the credits.
You're in the Kickstarter.
Yeah, I'm in the Kickstarter.
I got to get in the Kickstarter. No. I found out about the Kickstarter after it was already over because that's my type of jam. Like I Kickstarted, Hard to Win the Man and many other games in the past.
I started.
This would have been when I would have, but I missed it.
Let me look at it. Can see if it tells me when did I do it. Because I joined in. God, what was it like? They've been working on it for like 3 years, and that's when I signed up for it. Because it's like, oh, it looks like Shinobi. You know?
Yeah, it really does, man. It looks good.
Yeah,
and then
it really does.
Looks like the old school Shinobi. So I was like, oh man, it's like, all right. It's like I jumped in. Oh, I forgot how much I backed it up, but they said your name will be in the credits. Like, oh sweet. It's like, I'll take that. All right, so let's see. All right, so I know you guys are looking forward to this one awesome exclusive game. I'm gonna run it right now. Oops, wrong screen here. Here we go. This one is gonna pop up on your screen. This one's called Sifu.
Yeah. They finally have a date for that.
Yeah, it's a little fighting brawler game. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's also coming to PC, so I'm, and it's also gonna be on PS4. But
yes,
yeah,
it's PS4.
Like, yeah,
I like the Marvel game. I like the Marvel game myself.
Well, let's show that one, man.
The Marvel game.
This one right here. This one looks like a freaking good Marvel game. From what we saw here, so hopefully it's not a disappointment. But look who it's by, man. It's Take 2K.
Wait a minute. You pre-ordered the system already, the Halo system, right?
I did.
Okay, because they're saying I might buy the system because what?
So yeah, this Marvel looks pretty awesome. And I know
Dying Light 2 is on point too. Don't forget about Dying Light 2. And I'm even thinking that this partnership with Dying Light 2, I wouldn't be surprised if it drops on Game Pass day one.
Yeah, we'll see, I guess. Like I said, we're getting spoiled here.
Yeah, that's the thing. We expect everything on Game Pass. So that Bushiden game, like, I want it on Steam. Usually I get games like that on Steam for the archival purpose, right? Like, because I don't want it stuck on a platform that one day in the far future I can't use. Although Xbox, is always about protecting its past, but and especially with the Steam Deck, it also validates that belief. But now they have so many of these games where I end up buying it 2 or 3 times now, yo. Like Project Wingman, I kickstarted it.
I stopped doing that years ago.
I bought it on Steam. I'm gonna buy it on Xbox when it comes out, right? But there are countless games like that. Same happened with Streets of Rage. I bought it on Steam because I didn't have to buy it on Xbox. It's on Game Pass, still is, right? I just have to buy the DLC, but I bought the DLC on PC instead. Like I could buy the DLC now on Xbox. I didn't have to buy the game. That's what Game Pass does for me. And the whole time, the developer, it's like it counts as 2 sales for them, not 1. Yeah. But it costs me less money. Everybody wins. All right, that's just another example of these. And look at the Turtles game.
Yeah,
they played that footage with April O'Neil, right?
There you go.
I can't wait to see Casey Jones and
I forgot about Casey Jones.
Especially Casey Jones. How do you have April O'Neil, not Casey Jones? So they don't have at least Casey Jones.
At least Casey's like a real fighter. And April's just kind of
I think they're gonna have Casey Jones in there. They're gonna have him.
So, but the gameplay, that's the first time we're really seeing a lot of the gameplay though, right? And the gameplay is looking on point. It reminds me of Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim was a great game. Just looking to be, man, they're returning to the old days of like It's not just about the graphics; it's about the gameplay, the fun of it. This game, just look at this.
That game is going to sell tons, like Back for Blood. It's going to sell tons. It's going to sell tons.
Everybody's going to love it. Yeah, just like Streets of Rage, and it's the same. Not developer, but I think it's the same publisher. .mu. So yeah, and they doing that work, bro. I really do like their work. Early on they used to do emulator ports of old arcade games, on Xbox and PlayStation and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now they doing their own stuff like this, and this is just like, wow, man.
Are any of you horror fans?
Not so much.
No, I am. So I got to show this one off. This is the Outlast Trials, which I saw, and I'm like, ooh, I need to play this. I'm into horror stuff, man. There was, which game was it? I think it was Outlast. I don't know why they had the same name, but the Outlast game, right? And then there was Outlast 2.
I've heard of it.
That game had my blood pumping. My heart was just like nonstop, right?
Really?
To the point where I had to put down my controller and headset. I'm like, I'm done for tonight. I can't play anymore. Because it's that. Yeah, I got freaked out because that's how you play horror games. You put your headset on.
Man, it's like
nighttime.
The old days of playing Resident Evil. Yeah.
Yeah. You turn off the lights. It's just your TV, the sound in your head, and the immersion of the game. And Outlast was one that was like, I'll do a little bit and then stop, because it's like something will jump at you and scare the crap out of you, right? Where your heart's just pumping so much, like, I'm done. I can't play anymore. Yeah. So
hey guys, I'm gonna have to get off of here. But
you too.
Thank you for inviting me, man. I really appreciate your input. Like I said, you was validated for your reasons, man. Good reasons, as a matter of fact. Very good reasons. And that's what we expect, right? People that have legitimate reasons.
Yeah.
So, you made a legitimate case, and that's cool, because you actually named games that we have heard and was expecting to, at least see more of, and we haven't yet. So that was good, man, because I wasn't really expecting you to say that. That kind of got me off guard. I was like, well, dang, those were actual that's real thinking from a real gamer. That's the kind of stuff. If you're going to criticize, sound like that. You're going to criticize, sound like that. No, how can anybody hate what he said? Those were valid points.
It just goes to show what we were talking about before when we compared to Kid Smooth. They have the same opinion, he and Tech, right? But how they went about it is two different things.
Exactly, y'all. I got to get out of here, man. I got some father duties to take care of, but I appreciate y'all, man, having me on. Shouts to TeknoBlast, man. Shouts to Technos. Shout out to his channel, man. We're going to keep putting some work in with him, man, having fun. We're glad he's finally getting back on here and want to do this stuff, man, because we like coming up on his show and having some fun with him. So we're going to keep doing this, man, throughout the weekdays, and then do our show sometimes during the weekends if if nothing breaking news pops off. But shouts to Six Slayer too, man. This guy, like I said,
he's always showing up.
This dude loves talking gaming, man. He loves to talk gaming, and it's what I'm saying. It's special breed of individuals.
We'll put Sick and T Reaper together.
Yeah.
Oh man, me and Tech will sit back in the back and just crack up. We be in tears. We wouldn't even stop laughing, man.
You crazy guys.
Yeah, so you jive turkeys, man. Thank y'all for showing my guy some support, man. Shouts to Six Slayer and Dragon 108, man, and their podcast and those guys over there. I know 100 is doing his show tonight. Shouts to him as well. Those guys over there, Flip Money and them.
Well, he's usually a late nighter, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing that late night over there. But y'all keep
too,
facts. Y'all keep pounding away. And listen, man, it's an honor to be around some true Xbox fans out here talking that language. So I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all take it easy, man, and keep doing what y'all doing.
All right, man. Good night.
Later, man.
So, all right, we'll stay on for a little bit longer, kind of showcase some of these games that I kind of collected the trailers for, kind of go over.
Yeah, I can give you to the top of the hour. Yeah.
Did you see this, man? This
Cult of Lamb? Here. Okay, well, I just saw where they tossed the kid wrapped up into the thing.
Okay, I want to play this.
What kind of game is this?
it's a top down, like the pot, just like the Ascent. It's like a top down kind of play game.
Oh, no doubt. I love classic style games like those. That's what I was saying before. Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's see. Let me see if I can find the fast forward button or something. There it is. That's what it looks. Well, dang it. They're pretty fast about it. Here we go. It looks good too. I mean, you're all about the art. So, I mean, this is what you like. You'll see some of the gameplay. They'll pop up.
You got the sword, turns their cat on its head. Now they're praying to some kind of statue with a cat on its head. Guys praying, throwing fire.
Yeah.
But, fighting bugs. I can see multiple eyes, so it's got to be bugs. Oh, okay. Here's the gameplay. I see it. Shepherd your flock. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah.
It's associated.
See?
It's cute. I can play that with my little nieces and stuff. There we go. He's like 4 or 5. This is the kind of stuff you let them play.
And that is called Cult of Lamb. I'm trying to look for it. I have no date for it, so I don't know if it was Game Pass or not. I don't think it is. So
my niece is 4. She would love playing this. This is what I'm talking about right here. We call that family friendly.
Family friendly. So we got the Blood Hunt, is what it's called, with the vampire ones. I think we've seen videos of this one, and I mean, they got so much. They got so many games coming out. It's awesome. It's so many different varieties, not just one trick ponies kind of games. That you're not gonna be tired of playing because it's a variety. Whether it's coming to Game Pass or it's exclusive to Xbox or not. I mean, it's just like whatever's coming looks amazing.
Yeah,
is this the one he was talking about?
So many games.
With the black chick, like with the kicking butt?
Yeah.
Is this the one?
This would have to be. Because look, she's hanging on the wall, stalking some other vampires and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, this one looks cool. So, oh God, look at that! It's so fast paced too. So is this PvP or?
I don't know.
Tell.
She got powers and stuff. For people with guns. I don't know.
This is probably PvP then. That's what.
Yeah,
it looks
probably. Yeah.
So that one looks cool. Let's see. Here's a retro one you said you like. Replaced.
Oh yes. Waiting on that because it reminds me of a flashback back in the days on.
Yes.
I used to play it on PC.
I never played that.
Played on the Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo, or they played on the Amiga. I forget the name that they have for that. There was also Out of This World.
Mm-hmm.
Some people know it as Another World. The guy has a fancy sports car and he must be rich because he has a particle accelerator. He's fucking with it one night and his lightning hits his particle accelerator and it sends him to another world. And it's like, and it has, graphics like, but they're flat shaded, but it animates like, like Prince of Persia, like the old ones back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was that type of game. Flashback was also a type of game like that. And this game
that's on the Switch, and I got it.
Dystopian like Flashback was. Right.
Yeah.
Replace this looks really good. The parts when you're in the city and the parallax scrolling where there's different levels of scrolling. You see the cities in the background and stuff. All the buildings, they're scrolling at different speeds, and so it gives that illusion of depth. Man, those were 2D effects that back in the day, man, used to cost a lot of money. Now, a piece of crap system could do it, but it gives that great retro look. So you see he's running through the trees and everything, and it's just like the game is beautiful. I can't wait to play this one.
Oh, look who's in the house, man. It's the realist one.
Eli.
He's in here. Eli.
One. Yeah, Another World. Oh, they released it by its original name. Yeah, Another World. Because it was first on the Amiga back in Europe.
So here's another favorite of mine, the Dark Pictures Anthology. If you haven't played it, I know you're not into horror, like you said. Right. But the first 2 games are good. And if you liked, what's that actor name? That Mr. Robot. Did you watch Mr. Robot?
No, I didn't watch Mr. Robot. I know that.
But do you know that main character? Do you know the main character I'm talking about?
Yeah. I know the actor you mean because he was also
the actor. Okay, well, he's in one of them, on one of his releases. So it's good. The first 2 are good. This third one completes it, but it kind of got away compared to the other one, because this is more about these soldiers, being on the field, while the other two was more of kind of like a group of friends, and then bad things happen. So this is a completely different setting, but I'm looking forward to this because it's a great series. Let's see what else we got here. Age of Empires. Are you into this type of game, the strategy games?
Oh, my brother is into this game a lot, and my brother, he's my half, but he's also my godfather. So like, he was the one who bought the Commodore 64 that my other brother would play all the time when I was a little kid. And if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be into computers. I probably wouldn't be into gaming. I wouldn't be into a lot of things. So it's ironic that this is released on my birthday and I'm buying it for him.
Like, nice.
This is a game. This is a game series he has played to death. Every mode he'll play the single player.
I never played them.
Every difficulty on every faction, and then he'll do scenario battles where it'll be this faction versus this faction, and he'll set the rules up. And the more he played, he'll make it harder and harder. And you learn a lot about history with that as well. He's a big fan of history, so am I. And bro, this game it's a classic series, over 20 years old. There's people who are going to listen to this, and there's people who's going to look at this game and they weren't even live when the first one was out. Forget Flight Simulator. This is half as old as Flight Simulator, and some of these people, they don't understand. If you don't understand, that's cool, but it's on PC. I hope it's coming to console as well.
Game Pass PC. Yeah.
So
it's coming to Game Pass on PC.
But I'm buying him the game outright because he doesn't play a lot of games. It's mostly been Age of Empires, and there's this one MMO called Conquer. And maybe one person will know who. It's this Chinese MMO he used to play, and he was in charge of like a clan there that was like the largest clan in the entire game. It was like over like 500,000 people in the clan, and he was the one who started it. So that was kind of nuts. But that's all he ever played was Age of Empires and this one MMO. So yeah, this is a big game for him. I know that.
Yeah, he's gonna love this. Then it's
oh yeah,
they're gonna enhance it, and I don't know what they did, but it looks good. It looks like fun. I mean, I'll try it. I mean, because it's on Game Pass, so and I think my PC can't handle it. So we'll see how this game is. I just don't have the patience to build up my forces and all that. It's just like I can't sit there and do that.
I don't know why it's not coming to the console. Like like
maybe
Microsoft
later.
Has been putting a lot of their games. Yeah, maybe later, but don't even announce that it's coming to console later or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just.
I mean, I enjoy these type of games because I did enjoy Halo Wars. I do enjoy StarCraft.
Halo Wars is another example. Yeah, they made those games on console as well. So.
Yep. Like the StarCraft game where you have to build your forces and then attack, which is pretty much what this game is. But I just get destroyed. I'm not one of those who's all into it. Like, say if I went against your brother, dude, I'll barely build one thing and he's already got like 10,000 soldiers.
Well,
I'm that guy. I'm the guy who just builds one building.
He ever played against a computer, but I'm pretty sure he would beat you anyway. He's really into those types of games.
Like, I'm barely building one section of a wall and like, here comes the enemy. Done. So, all right. I'm going to close it out with one final one, and it's not console. It's not PC. It's actually a mobile game. I don't know if you saw it. It's Marvel.
Oh, and I didn't see this Marvel game at all.
I'm not a big mobile gamer player, whatever you want to call me. I'm not big on it. Sometimes I'll download, I was like, okay, cool, and then I'll stop. Nothing big. I mean, you won't find a game on my phone at all. But then I saw this, I'm like, well, this looks pretty cool. But I'll probably treat it the same way. It's like I'll play for a little bit, get into it, and I'm like, oh man, because there's so much going on in this game. Look at it. There's so much going on. And it's like,
it's just starting up now. Oh, I thought this was a console game, this new Marvel game everybody was talking about. I thought this was a console game. It's a mobile game?
No, there's two of them. There's this one.
Oh.
There's this one. This is a mobile game. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just
this
seeing
is a mobile
Spider-Man in
game.
the arm. Okay. He's jumping into the portals. That's the game. Oh, okay. I see what they're doing here. Okay. But you know, it's a mobile game, so you know they're gonna do the crappy monetization. They just won't sell the game outright.
Exactly.
So I'm automatically not caring, no matter how cool it looks. And it looks real cool. Does the console game look like this?
No, it looks like this. This one, if you haven't seen the console one, it looks sick. It looks awesome.
Can you put that one up? Because if it's something like this, but you know,
it's showing up right now
instead of the monetization crap.
You should see it on your end in a second.
Okay, there's the mobile one. Okay, now they're playing. Okay, Marvel. Okay, here we go. That's the same footage.
No. Is it? No.
It's playing it again. Okay, yeah, now it's playing something else. ESRB.
Yeah.
Game footage.
So look who comes out, man. Ghost Rider comes out, but he's like modified. You'll see him come out.
What is this metal thing here? Marvel. What's this metal thing here?
And it's a completely you'll recognize the characters, but it's not your normal group of characters that you usually see together.
I mean, it looks cool, but this is all cutscene footage. I want to see gameplay like the other Marvel game. Oh, wow! The helmet is crazy that they put on it.
Yeah, I told you, dude.
I didn't recognize that was him. Had you not said that before, I wouldn't have recognized that.
Well, you're going to get surprised who you're going to see next. Oh, and you're going to be like, what? He's in there too? He should be popping up in a second.
Yeah, the person who's coming out the tomb?
I think after that. It's a hero. He's going to come out.
Blade!
Yeah!
Yeah! Nice. Yeah, they've been holding it off on Blade for a long time, which is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care who has the rights or whatever, for the movie rights or whatever. Like, okay, fine. But how do you not use that for games? What are you sitting on? Like, come on.
It's by 2K, dude. 2K. Well,
okay.
Published by 2K.
Messed up, so 2K got to do it now. Yep. Okay,
and it's in March.
Yeah. Who's that chick with the swords? The Wolverine. So that's what Ghost Rider's like nowadays. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that looked pretty awesome.
He got the swagger.
Yes.
Character.
It was
that.
Awesome.
Midnight Suns. Okay. That was all cutscene. Okay, they have a lot of cool characters, but I want to see gameplay.
Well, the way they re-imaged the characters, their new suits or something, looked pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, they look cool. It's like some kind of mythic armor or something that they have on. They use some kind of like unified power or whatever. I don't know. Worldwide gameplay debut. Okay, so they're doing that in September. All right. Well, that looks real. Ooh, dog. Nice. But yeah, that looks dope. Now I see what people are talking. But that's just CG. I'm going to see gameplay.
That's just CG, yes.
So gameplay, but it's a mobile game. So, but we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the last one.
That was the last one. So I close it out with that, with the two Marvel games.
Sounds good, man.
First, the mobile one, which I will check out just for a little bit. I mean, I probably won't keep it on that long, but it looked interesting. I wonder if it's going to work on controller. If it does, that's even better. And then this new Marvel game that we just saw just now, which looked amazing, but of course it's just CG, like you said. But I do like that they changed up the characters, not your normal, like, it's going to be your Spider-Man, it's going to be your Hulk. It's Wolverine's in there, but when do you really see Wolverine,
Well, you usually see Wolverine, but what they do is kind of different,
Yeah, you got Blade and Ghost Rider, So the witches, I don't know who those are. You got Captain Marvel. I mean, yeah, Marvel.
Yeah, and
I
that
see
chick
her
in the middle with the swords. I don't know who that is either.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who the girl with the swords are. The girl casting the spells, I don't know who that is. And so, but Okay, it's late for you, I guess, and late for me, man. Let's close this out. It was fun. Thanks for both of y'all coming on board. We'll try to do this on a weekly basis on my end, and then on the weekend, like Legal said, on his end.
Cool.
So if it's not both, me and Legal together on during the week, then it's it could be me and you or anybody else who wants to join in. So.
Yeah,
but now you helped me out with the audio, so that was good.
Well, yeah. We had technical issues, but we worked it out before the show started.
So I always got to mess with the damn audio, man. So, all right, man. Let me close this out here. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, guys. Good night.